a cardiac arrest survivor, so please give a big round of applause to Scott Kern.
Good morning, everybody. As she said, my name is Scott Kern. I'm a vice president at Dollar Tree over in Chesapeake, and I am a sudden cardiac arrest survivor. The AHA asked me to come in and speak here today because were it not for the CPR that I received on the morning of my sudden cardiac arrest, and for others utilizing an AED on me, I would not be standing here today. As the mayor said, it could be any of you. It was me. And so on the morning of February 19th of 2018, I got up that morning and I went to the gym and I worked out. I had been doing that. It was early in the year, said I'm going to start working out this year. I'm going to do it in the morning. I've been going to the gym every morning, early in the morning. And for a while, I'd been noticing that maybe it seemed like it was a little bit more difficult for me to work out than I had remembered. I hadn't exercised at various points in my life, but never been really stringent about it. I said, wow, it seems maybe more difficult, but I never really thought that there was anything there. I didn't have massive chest pains, nothing like that. So I went to the gym, I went home, I took a shower, got in the car, went to work. I arrived at the Dollar Tree headquarters in Chesapeake. I bounded up the stairs 2 at a time. I was feeling good. Right? They videoed me running up the stairs. I walked into my office, I put my briefcase on my desk, and I went face first on the ground. I have no recollection of any of this happening. But apparently me falling to the ground made a very loud noise. It was early in the morning. It was 7:30 in the morning. Only a couple people were in the office, but several of my coworkers happened to be right outside of my office, and they heard me hit the ground. They were in my office in 8 seconds. In 8 seconds, they immediately found me on the ground. They checked to see if I was breathing. I was not. So the person that immediately found me initially had been trained in CPR and immediately began to perform CPR on me at that time. The second person came into the office. He had received his CPR training and gotten recertified the week before. And the two of them combined traded off and helped perform CPR on me while someone called 911. Another person came. They heard, they were screaming, lots of commotion going on in the office. So another person came over to them and said, what's going on? Can I help? And they said, well, he's clearly not breathing. We've called 911, and this person stood there and said, should I go get that AED thing? There happened to be one around the corner from my office. It was within 50 feet of my office. We have them all over the Dollar Tree offices. I sure hope that they are around your city buildings as well. But they said, I guess so. We don't really know what that thing is, but yeah, go grab it. So this person went and grabbed the AED machine, brought it into the room where I was, and all three of them stood there and said, what do we do with it? They said, we have no idea, but let's open it. So they opened up the thing, as you will learn if you check out that AED machine there, and it immediately starts talking to you. And it says, here's the instructions, this is what you should do. They took the pads up, they put it on the chest, and it says, please hold, we're testing to see, does this person need a shock? And it said, yes, shock needed. Please stand back and press a button. It administered a shock to me. I had suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. Turns out later on that I found out 2 of my arteries were over 98% blocked. I was in VFib. So had I not received that shock from the AED, even all of the CPR training would not have helped me. I needed that shock from the AED. They did it. None of them had ever seen an AED before, other than hanging on the wall. They'd never seen anybody use it. They'd never used it themselves. They'd never received any training on it. But had they not had the courage to act, to take that thing off the wall, to open it, to use it on me, and to say, we are going to do something, we can make a difference here, I would not be standing here today. Eventually the paramedics arrived, and I was taken to Chesapeake Regional Hospital, the one battlefield in Chesapeake. I spent the next month in that hospital. I was in a coma for 10 days. I was then in the ICU for another month. Then I spent another month in General in downtown Norfolk. I had to learn to walk again. I had a breathing tube. I was on a ventilator for a month. So it was a very long recovery. But were it not for my coworkers who had received the appropriate training, were not afraid to act, were willing to grab that AED machine that they knew nothing about and use it on me, I would not be here today. And so I think that, Michelle mentioned this earlier, and less than half of people who have a cardiac event outside of the home receive any type of CPR awareness. But if you were there, you can make a difference, right? By utilizing this training that you received today, you can save someone's life. And the survival rates of people who have these events but receive CPR can almost triple. The survival rates for people that have what happened to me happen are less than 5%, but yet I'm standing here today. And so I'm just very happy that all of you are here to receive this training. In the event that you see someone fall, please help. You never know who you're helping. My wife is here today. She would not be here were it not for the help of my coworkers. I have a 6-year-old daughter who I am getting to continue to watch grow up and have a wonderful family life that I almost didn't have. And so I just am so thankful that all of you are here, that you're receiving this training, and just encourage you to please help. If you see anyone, first thing, obviously, call 911. But second thing, perform CPR. Do not be afraid to hurt the person. You know what? Being dead hurts a lot more. So once again, just thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it, and for everyone from the American Heart Association.